Lighting is just never on my side, so this like random ray of light, just ignore that. I know it looks like God is like coming in through my window, but just ignore it. I can't get rid of it. Also, if I seem really tired, it's because I had my first day of school today, and I'm just like, I need to get this video done, but I'm really tired. Hey guys, my name's Emily, and welcome to another Bookmarks video. So today I'm going to do a book review over the book Saving Mr. Terupt by Rob Boya. I think that's how you pronounce it, or something like that. I'm really just bad with names. So Saving Mr. Terupt is the third book in the series written by Rob, and I have read the first two because of Mr. Terupt and Mr. Terupt Falls Again. So I was very happy to read the third book. Quick non-spoiler review of it. It's a really good book. It's the thing about these books I have always loved so much about them is that they're so relatable. There's so many different characters that you can connect to, and you can connect to more than just one. There are 7 main characters. The book changes perspectives of each character for each chapter, and through that you kind of get a little like insight of what that character's thinking, and you really can connect with any character that you find. That's what I think I love about this book so much, is that it's so relatable. The characters are in 7th grade and they're dealing with 7th grade and dealing with their personal problems and school problems, and I'm in 10th grade right now, and even though I'm like older than these kids, I can still find so many things that happen to them so relatable in my life right now, and I think that's what I love about this book. I highly recommend it because it's just so good and so relatable, and it's a quick read too. It's not long chapters. It's quick moving, and it actually just came out this July, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it. Now going into the spoiler portion of the video. So for the spoiler review of it, like I said, this book is so good to me. Out of all 3, I'd say this is my favorite for the fact that the characters are so relatable. Like, in the other books, you kind of, like, you do get the characters and they're relatable in that book, but I feel like they're even more relatable in this book because they deal with feelings in a way, like, such as at the party when everything becomes a big misunderstanding and they all get their feelings hurt. Like, one of the characters says it says, now they're actually messing with real feelings this time, and I think that's like a good thing to think about, that in 7th grade you gotta mess with some of those things. Then each of the characters that they go through, like each of the character arcs that they go through are just so good, and they're all well thought out. And each character kind of has each character is a very realistic character because each of the characters kind of go through something that's very challenging in their life at this point. I say I find all these characters relatable, but I think like out of all the characters that I relate to the most, I relate to Danielle the most for her self-image how she has, that she's like, people call her fat and stuff like that. That's something I can definitely relate to going up and growing up. I can also relate to Anna for just her shyness in a way, and I can relate to Jessica in her way for her love of theater and stuff like that. Personally, I like what they go through in their own personal lives. I can't completely relate to because I have a father, unlike Lexi and Anna. I don't have a young mother like Anna does, and I don't live on a farm like Danielle does. So personally, like how they live their lives, I can't relate to many of them. The only person I could probably relate to is Luke, because he just has the most normal situation out of all of them. And also, another big thing I like about this book is to show how the fall of friendships happen, because you lose friends all the time, and it's sad and it sucks. But I think the book is good at showing that you can rebuild those relationships. Like with a couple of my friends, you know, we were good friends, and then we just didn't talk to each other for a while, and now we're just kind of rebuilding a relationship, and I think that's like an important thing to talk about. And just how fragile friendships can be and how fragile feelings are. I feel like that's just an awesome thing for the book to touch upon. Another thing I love that the book touched upon is the reality of things, that is like this. They talk about a lot of how you may lose this battle, but you can still win the war. That's a good thing when they're trying to save Mr. Terupt and his job. I can relate to that in a way for the fact that I can very much relate to the whole budget thing because my mom is a teacher, so I know that when they do, it's the same for where I live, that when budget cuts happen, the newest teachers get cut and they get fired, and that happened to my mom. It almost happened. Because she was like one of the last teacher to be hired, she was almost had to move jobs, but eventually, in the end, she didn't have to. So I can definitely relate to that kind of stuff because I understand how that works. And so them trying to keep Mr. Terupt in his job, I can definitely relate to that in a way. And also, I just think it's a good thing that the book shows how you can try as hard as you can, but sometimes it still may not be enough. Like, they went all out of creating like posters and flyers and just getting the awareness out for voting yes for the budget to pass and just like trying to save him. And in the end, it still didn't work out. Like, they still lost by 100 or so. So I can understand how that feels to like want something so hard, put all the effort you have into it, and then still in the end have it fail. But then also at the very end, it does show that you can have a different spin on it. You know, Mr. Terupt can't be an elementary school teacher anymore, but then in the end, you know, he actually got to become a junior high teacher, and they got to have him for a junior high teacher. So I think that's just an awesome way to look at it. Like, you can lose this battle, but at the very end, there's still going to be other opportunities to win the war that you're fighting, and they, in a way, won, not the way that they expected to, though. Saving Mr. Terupt, I think, is my favorite book out of the three, just for the fact that, you know, they're growing up, and it definitely, like, I can, like, the way they grow up is definitely a relatable thing, and no matter what age you are, you will find at least one character relatable in this book, and that's what I love about the book, is just how incredibly relatable it is. Problems that they have with sickness, with Lexi's mother having breast cancer, Danielle getting diagnosed with diabetes, you know, they go through sickness, and that is a big part of life, and the fact that the book touches upon that is good. And then there's the struggle of, you know, personal, like, family lives, like Anna has, you know, her mother, wanting her mother to finally be happy and be married, and then finally at the end having, you know, your new father going to be. It's all very relatable to what each character faces, like the struggle of everything that characters have to do. Even though they are young, they still make an impact, and it's definitely, like, it shows through in the book. I recommend all three books because all three books are very good. I bought the first book because of Mr. Terupt for honestly just no reason. It was on the shelf at the bookstore and it was cheap, and I was like, I have money, I'll buy it. So I bought it and I read it and I really loved it, and I thought the book could honestly end with just this first book, so I was very surprised when the second book, I found out the second book was a thing. And I like the second book. I think I like the first book better than the second, but I like the second book. Not as much as the first, though. And then I found out that they came out with a third book, and the third book is definitely my favorite. I bought it as soon as it came out, and it's just a very good story to tell. So that was my book review for Saving Mr. Terupt, and I recommend the book very much. And that's basically all I have for my book review this week. If you notice that posting is later in the day, that's because we starting up school this week. This was my first day of school, and just editing is being done later, and filming is being done later. So with that, I'm gonna be at school all day, and I don't get home till like closer to 3. So it's gonna be kind of hard to post early on like I used to, but posting will remain the same, just a little bit later. And that was my book review. So subscribe to the Bookmarks to get book reviews from me on Tuesdays and book reviews from Maria on Thursdays. And you can also subscribe to my main channel, Emily Entertainment. Link to that down below. And other links and stuff for you to check out are down below. Go read Saving Mr. Terupt and all the other Mr. Terupt books because they're very good and they are very relatable, and you will enjoy them. That's it for this video. Bye. Can't fix it. I heard a noise. Don't come in here. I'm filming.